Gettysburg Museum of History Studios.
You're listening to Addressing Gettysburg.
The work was about to commence in earnest. Ernest goes to camp.
Cheap ass.
And Ernest saves Christmas. No? Anybody? No?
It's me. Me. It's Ernest T.
Yeah, you got it. Okay. Remember Ernest?
Jim Varney.
Yeah, Jim Varney. Yeah.
I was doing the Ernest T. Bass, the two different people.
Yeah, who's that?
Ernest T. Bass?
It sounds familiar.
Andy Griffith Show?
Of course.
How do you do, Mrs. Wiley?
Oh, that's pretty good. I never watched the Andy Griffith Show.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I've heard the name, of course. What was he, like the town drunk or something?
No. He comes out of the mountains looking for a wife, and he's throwing rocks through windows and stuff. Otis is the town drunk.
Of course, excuse me, Otis.
Yeah.
I guess I should watch that show.
He's also in a movie with James Garnett called Boys Night Out. It's pretty good.
Okay. There's a good Frank Sinatra song called Boys Night Out.
Pretty good.
Yeah. Hey there, Buster, it's the Indians after Custer, it's the boys' night out.
Hey.
And that moon's about as big as a honeydew. All right, what do we do? This is a Civil War show.
I swooned.
Garnett's Brigade. Garnett's Brigade and Pickett's Charge. October 21st, the final tour of 2023. My God, I can't believe we're here already. It seems just like yesterday we were sitting in a cold, cold shed in January. Recording all these promos in one day, and here we are now in October, and it's almost over. It's going to get cold again. As the tide broke upon Cemetery Ridge in the late afternoon of July 3rd, 1863, the name Pickett was immortalized even in defeat, because only in America can our losers become heroes. Join us as we walk the path of Garnett's Brigade and discuss the actions of these men on that fateful day. That was me editorializing. Oh. Lewis did not write that in the description about making heroes out of our losers. Okay. We're going to meet at the Florida Monument for this one as well, Lewis.
Yes.
And that's because it's kind of the same ground that we're going to cover.
It is.
Different story, though.
Different story,
different
same
units,
ground.
different day.
Yeah.
We're talking July 3rd here. Pickett's Charge. Everybody loves Pickett's Charge. Go ahead.
And the difference between this and the Florida Brigade, different day, and we do go to Cemetery Ridge.
Aha, so we are actually going to go to Cemetery.
The action goes to Cemetery Ridge versus the Florida Brigade stops.
Because that's exactly. As we're marching in the path of Garnett's Brigade, what can we possibly,
You'll be talking.
I mean, we're going to talk about stuff, but I'm saying you're not seeing where anything happened. We got to get to where it happened.
Well, yeah, but you are seeing, much like the Florida Brigade, how the terrain plays into the story, and it is a part of the story. Again, like I mentioned with the Florida Brigade intro, the Park Service has those nice paths cut at the end of the wayside down by the Virginia Monument. That's all well and good, but you're not walking Pickett's Charge. Mm-hmm. So this tour, we will be walking a portion of Pickett's Charge.
Now, what do you mean you're not walking Pickett's Charge? Why do you say that?
Because they didn't walk there.
I see what you're saying. When you take that path, you're walking.
You're sort of walking in between
in the gap.
Between Pettigrew and Pickett.
Yeah, that's the gap that they have to close.
You're in no man's land.
Right.
Yeah.
At best, if you go in that path along the fence line, you're just to the right flank, or maybe right on the right flank of the Tennessee Brigade. Who was that? Fry's Brigade.
Fry's Brigade.
Yeah.
You have to be farther over.
No, I'm saying if you were on the fence line, that goes straight across. Not
from the Tennessee Monument.
No. Yes. No. From the Virginia Monument.
Oh.
But you know how there's the one that parallels the fence line? There's the mode path that parallels the fence line, and then there's the one that goes at the angle from the Point of Woods.
Yeah.
That's kind of the right flank of Fry's Brigade, sort of, according to the maps I've read.
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah,
you're close.
All right, whatever. The point is, keep going.
This path we'll be walking, and it is the second time we'll walk it this year, is where Garnett's men walk for the most part. I mean, we're not going to walk where we're not supposed to, of course. We'll stay along the fence, so the fence sort of dictates. And then when you get to the Emmitsburg Road, you got to find a gap in the fence. Mm-hmm. We're not going to knock it down.
We're not going to climb it.
Although maybe if we promise to put it back up, we can reenact it. I don't know. So we'll have to adjust for the gap in the fence, but we'll see where they go.
Right.
We'll walk by the Rogers farm, or where it used to be the house. Yeah. So, you see the sign when you're driving down the road, but who gets out and actually walks over there or anything? I don't know. Maybe just the diehards. So we get to see that, and then we'll cross the road and keep going up towards the 69th Pennsylvania. And that's where the wave crashes against the shore. You know, like that?
I like that. Against the bulkhead.
Yeah. So, I must say, I have to get credit for this tour. It didn't just pop in my head, because I woke up in the middle of the night and bam, there it was. Last summer, 2022 summer, we got some guides were invited to participate in the walks given by the Civil War Institute. And I was lucky enough to go on the one with Dr. Peter Carmichael. And we did the 18th Virginia. So we did that specific regiment. And so we went on this walk. And so that I took that and thought, man, that's pretty cool. I'd like to expand it to do the brigade, though, because that's when I've done these tours, I've sort of done it by brigade and sometimes division. I try not to do that because it gets too unwieldy. They're too big. So I just took that and expanded it. That walk we did, not the information or anything, just that idea of doing this Garnetts walk and doing the same thing. So that's where this idea came from. It came from walking with Dr. Carmichael, who's become a pretty good friend of mine.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Oh, very nice.
I'm impressed with his intellect.
He's a very bright guy. Funny guy, too.
Oh, yeah. I like humor.
And a great sense of style with those scarves he wears.
Yeah, he's good.
Although Veronica told me the other day that she saw him at one of the Civil War roundtables talking, and she thinks that my teasing him about the scars has had an effect because he doesn't wear the scarves anymore.
Oh.
And I said that would be a fashion tragedy.
It would be.
Yeah, if that happened.
You got to stay true to yourself. Don't care what other people
exactly.
think.
I'm gonna get a beer with him someday soon, and I'm gonna bring that up and apologize profusely if my teasing has hurt him, because I doubt it has. But
I remember I was doing a bike tour, and we're coming down Millerstown Road up to the Emmitsburg Road. I see this guy coming down Wheatfield Road he's coming towards the west. And he comes up in the peach orchard, and it's Dr. Carmichael out there running, and ungodly hot. He's just
really?
Sweating all over the place.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know how you do it.
I don't know. He runs.
I mean, I run.
I can't run.
I do the marathon every year still, but I was riding a bike that day. At least it was cool. But
I tried to run last year. I ended up chipping a tooth because my belly hit my chin.
You get a bloody nose too?
0.0.
So, I can't do that running, and it's not good for the knees.
Yeah, I have a problem with that.
Yeah, see? Yeah,
that my
I don't
back
want to
and my
deal with
hips.
that.
Yeah, but
your back and your hips too. Yeah, I already have a bad back. What am I going to make it worse by running?
I just got to do it. We all got to do something. And
you got to do something.
I got to keep going until I can. But anyways, he's become a pretty good friend. I correspond with him about different stuff. But that's where the idea for this particular tour came from. It's one we did with the Civil War Institute last summer, and then I just expanded it to a brigade. It's all new stuff. I don't have any of their materials or none of that. It's just me. I'm getting all stuff for this tour, but that's where the idea came from.
It is interesting. I think what I was confusing in an earlier show when I said, didn't we do that? But for Garnett's Brigade, it was the anniversary walk a couple of years ago with Matt Atkinson when Stephen Lang came by.
Yeah.
And
that started at the Virginia Monument.
Correct. And we went to the Point of Woods and then walked that path. Sort of. We didn't do the angled path. We went, there's like 3 paths that they mow through the field there. We went the one on the right by, what is it? Whose battery is that? That's on the other side of the fence, right by the Point of Woods. It's, is it Deering's Battalion? No. Or
Woolfolk.
Well, right there is Woolfolk?
At the end of the by the wayside?
Yeah, on the other side of that, there's that snake rail fence.
Yeah.
Right? And then there's that battery that's right over there. But you know what I'm talking about. I can't remember the name of it off the top. Is it marked on the book there? You got a map there right there in front of you. What have you got?
Yeah, let me go back.
It's not that important. The point is, while you're looking, just for fun, the point is that we took that walk, and there's a point where Garnett's Brigade shifts its facing in order to do this goofy oblique movement they need to do. And they do it in a swale, but it's like a perfect alleyway for McGilvery's line of guns to fire into their flank. Do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
And that's when I realized, like, man, like even when you're down in a swale, it like lines up perfectly with Union guns at one point, and it's just that I would not have wanted to have been in Pickett's division making that march across those fields there. That's a little too crazy, but yeah. So this year we're going to do that essentially, but Lewis's spin on it. And it should be a lot of fun. And I'm going to assume that we had a great year, because we are recording this in January, ladies and gentlemen. So I'm going to assume that we had a great year, and I want to thank you all for coming out. I'm sure Lewis wants to thank you, and Joe, I'm sure, wants to thank you too. I don't know why, but Joe wants to thank you.
I think 2023 has been a great year.
Hasn't it been wonderful?
We've learned so much. I've grown as a person, as a man.
And I've fallen in love,
right.
And I've become wealthy. All in 10 months.
All my dreams have come true.
All my dreams have come true in 2023. My hair grew back, and I have washboard abs. It really has been a great year, and it started off really bad. I was sick, It
was so cold.
It was cold. It started really cold. Then it got warm. Then it got hot. And now it's cooling again, and so I think we're probably going to stay here with this nice
Don't the
temperate
leaves look
weather.
nice?
Oh, the leaves are beautiful. I think that'll last till next spring.
Yeah.
And I don't know. We'll see. It should be great. But in the meantime, truly, genuinely, we thank you all for coming out to these things. It's a lot of fun, and it's nice to see everything growing, and we hope you enjoy it, and we hope you bring more people with you next year and have a lot of fun with it. Until then, have yourselves a great winter, and we'll see you in the spring. Adios, muchachos.
Whoa. I think his scarf, not having a scarf, that's a sign of danger. I would have been worried immediately.
Our hearts so stout have got us fame, forsooth 'tis known from whence we came. Wherever we go, they dread the name of Gary Owen in glory. Instead of spa or drink down